Ekano ena yede eba na Frank Pencil aka Papa Oscar, we are Chief Executive Officer of Blackpool FC. Ene anopay babia obiano and chakase enko emfa emao na 1 year no baso later ebe kan wasem na yede ehusem atudwa ede amao enti na jese eno ho asem no. Okay, Professor EK Wallace. Prof.
Ghana for Kweju.
Prof.
GH Kweju.
Na bibia boko.
Oh, you what you say? Guso.
Zede. Bibia nya dem kama. Siki akuno.
Siki onye coach papa biasa.
Oh.
Siki onye coach papa senka coach kotoko kra. When we na dwuma.
Wale
kotoko when we na dwuma ho.
Na ifa bi.
Aso so sa when we na dwuma.
Na ifa bi.
Teams of coach na when we na dwuma. Dreams ankasa kra na eket de na kofa siki no de ne bobo sia de ma as good for.
Enti
say odi coach papa. What I say at the time I near league ni bra bana obejan so go club. What I say coach
na coach 11 call
you know and they on that talenty coach number shege na touchline sa o ma nya hwe na 11 when they say when fancy
11 wise
say when fa
and has the so
siki as on the friend say like Kingston drive on the private car about training keke on ne kunya Siki onye coach papa biasa o
na aye kodokoso e
oh kodokoso so no so the same thing Africa se kwa michi mum ni no moye nti zenka coach ne ya de anka so mama ne to aso oh there be Siki there
and has good so e
has good there no kwa there no kwa aro senhwe oh
and so sa
oh kwaju Siki there can coach so Ghana onye ripe craft on the international market
and you say
but offense say now for nyum tuma odimpam say bia kwadwo say madam for no say ochina me bodwoma kwadwo mo show abrantie na me odi afam sa
Sports show.
It's no kwadwo CK ezan ko biondia say crew last us here on say when you crew from even the friend saying the little platform now we say na when you crew oriented coach what I say so when you trophy oriented coach on between aboma ne metia kwe again Dan can see another solid coach. Ujana super very principled, very resolute. Our by assistant. Dan can senior coach cry. Dan can defeat as a coach and Nasiki on call coaching school cry. No subobo. It's Dan can baby. No so I post in him, papa. Dan can I post we. Papa, you must say now.
Appointment in there. Why
another should there be
appointing authorities?
Could you wrong?
And also, Baku is senior saying,
could you
and in terms of even
Dan can what you said you way. Dan can pa what you said you way.
Ebia
Dan can just said you way.
At this moment,
could you? Let's say the friend see Kenya to penny Dan can. Could you?
So we have got.
Ofiani fiampa kana mama adeshemama e mobi akwaba kese bi nsa de ba ASEMPA 94.7 FM so emra so say ye the domestic sports news and sakena no pay e the ultimate sports morning show so ejao within the Enoch Kwesi Walanyo Wallace agudie catch back up the only nomenclature of the professor's degree in sports the original Wallace ana mesin kunya ekọ no kwanten kode nsema do msaka and no pay so ejao ye chance FM feed appointment of the senior national soccer team Blasters of Ghana head coach okay kwani chiwesa ne Mexico so se bes abosome ba ko ntemni eko na otwe bes me nsantem ni de bedi kan ka kire da se yesiki akono na mpemfo de side brei etian sama no ampani mpa oyesna nhyane esi ekoso a enkra ne chese siki akono nkomo bi twensa piepie mo kira na hida nya nika ntina otwe mu nyina no ofre eket Edwin Simon okrako a onfa ne ko anitina ma appointment yi delay bepem sampempen so yi na so enura de ohwesna nhyane sikoso a broi puma kwamu e makana fo ba so jin fo mpemfo wo mo authenticated website Tom de akoto se Charles Kwabena Akono wono ana be senior national soccer team Blasters of Ghana head coach eno papa panyimo ne dini David Duncan wona be an assistant e woni dwumadi a wodi mu ono one of the most experienced coaches e Ghana na wrestling ne Mexico so na yemba and de na kodi head coach na for no nkasa e assistant e dwumadi a bitian sapiem no na jawo isa enso coach ba ko no so be goalkeepers coach e de ama team no eno papa Dr. Chris Adomanko e be team doctor Henry Mate welfare officer na fi SK ankoma e be mazoa na fi so George ni anum amasa wono so be mazoa na fi Daniel Yanke be equipment officer na fi Suleiman Zampa wono so be equipment officer ntuhwe Blaster team no dia o hwehwe a video analyst a unya bi o hwehwe nkofo a se benya do physical trainers ni nkonia ba unya bi team as na fi so kwa no welfare officers ana team muma se omo ana e ba behwe aboa e ma Blasters etia kɔ nanim we arehosem na so ni nam no yebu ye ni aguso de ni twensa chirima ora George Amakon so me ka kire obesa abosume be se miensa ntemnie na me ka kire se George Amakon eden a wono na be be Blasters management committee chairman na mpaniam pa Blasters committee management chairman no George Amakon agwasi agima be vice chairman na Fe Jones Abu Alasan papa wrestling na ma ese koso na da white paper echi papa yi and so still oguso e was sanhye mu Samuel Zekufo normalization ono so ebedi mu adwuma ene ono so abaji dibre e hanom na Furu Fred Papo one of the most experienced football administrators e Ghana Blasters management committee papa yi wada so pene abaji nkola post as manager ono so member obetaiche aboma ne ma etia kwedi amom na we ne ekomu parliamentary select committee sports and culture odwoni chima honorable Alex Jekum woni penya odano ani ebisanse sike akono appointment nkura unhu ne den.
Since no, it's not about 10 gram coach be a bronifita and a coach be a tuntum and I say in the air. Every pobe deliver. Kakono may not be the big names of coaches in the world. Because you kind of work for we have a debit. I'm say I try P.
ASEMPA FM.
They say a bad idea no be. We know ya bonidino. I believe say and Crawford be canon near this edumai Ashen and Sano. You should know say a huge responsibility. Wakakofa atunos. Enye Blaster and Guana or Babi manage or Babi manage players. Babi manage 30 million Ghanaians who also equal a coach.
ASEMPA FM
responsibility. But me kakra me can say ye make sure say whatever a candia de beka and home away to me a jumano. Yeah, the candia no is not only money aspect. It's not only facilities I de mano and who indinua and contractual agreements are made Maggie will pay say Maggie say in the yeka supporting staff technical bench. The effectiveness of a coach is equally as the effectiveness of the technical bench or no mobile baby.
We enin koma honorable Alex Ejekum ononso parliamentary select committee sports and culture on dano and out in council in komo 18 cent tuja. Yes, the body of the dead is a warning to the living. Okay, kwani chirima James Akwasi apia na nkono and the senior national soccer team Blasters of Ghana head coach no Bezi Sabri abosome makoma kuba sensiantem ni no yentua ne kai na so yaton send afro before so no so emeto aso mebo adwuma enfama the senior national soccer team Blasters of Ghana say kai aban dia aya na wontua no kwa efini hefa
the agreement. Obi amametna Ghana say oye coach. Obi wa media and telephone bills. And no ye no mutua ni pakronuka. Enti say agreement ni kire say sana ye ne ko ye na katua na bibi ntina muntua ya. And they say for fairness no obi andu obi tumi aka say odi ni sika. Sika ni bi ni ho and I'm to me no quarter say be a share be ni but so be to me a swimming pool mo a swimming pool a telephone call and now we are what Jano to me quarter number
ASEMPA FM.
I don't know on the a bit in the car as a okana ash for a spirit of fairness. I believe that they will do what they have to do.
The way any coma and also at PMU, but ene nan kese Ghana Football Association from paying for ye, woman Asia Samping for Nanyo Casaria Kama, who will be a bit and Saje, Sana Ketuan Bessia Corne Hon Shishi Nansana, a disappointment here, their mom, now for my show Mojumedias and also Nadia, Sanji is here, when in paying for Kasaku Koma Biase, appointment here and Sakano, and Nadia, waiting young Karate be a business abri, and no Panswa, Western Mexico, some month for so friend for some fantasy, and come paying for Bissett. Edio mudin atu committee so sense no mo shedan ka memu ehu ni nyina mu no Ghana Football Association president no ehwenim say onim members of the executive council no ebe meeting newly appointed head coaches of the various national teams no ene assistants yame adoma Friday January 15 2020 and asa sa ehyiemudie kese between saba so meeting ne be introduce coaches no to the new GFA leadership na for discussing upcoming assignments for respective national teams no. Top on the agenda no will be the new direction for all the national teams no. Now for targets no and for expectations from the coaches any assistant meeting no and so be discussing support required from the GFA by the national teams no. Now I ensure say omo betin edi sources abre Ghana ewe dwumadi amba bedim GFA General Secretary Western Lema Ese Koso womo head of the newly constituted national team department na eno na ene womo de Alex Asante abeye saa department no penya obeda no no aboma ne matia akoye into no so be attend saa meeting with the coordinators of the ex Ghana captain Stephen Apia ene Michael Tewia Ato womina ebetua sane om edi saa meeting etua sapem so physiotherapist no professor psychologist no professor Joseph Minta and afi GFA technical director Utia Kentin so ebe wo saa meeting ase na afi chairman and vice chairman of the management committee of the national teams no also ebe presenter ombeboa na me adoma meeting akasa de 11 am say gan Friday na san hyehyɛ so kono etia santo fam eni nti wei ene hyehyɛ no so enam kwan so eba hye no so mu yoma me say Alex Asante me no kasa yi ye create a new department eno as part of the restructuring processor Ghana Football Association paying for establishment and almost a new department in Etienne Saba Deputy General Secretary of the Ghana Football Association ono anani Western Mexico so obabe acting edi amasa department no no boy dwuma hwaboa emaniama etua koyi ukọ the GFA executive committee na omo decide so be engage Michael Ochre and Edward Echampon na afi video analyst for the department our Western Mexico so ombehwe national teams no so na afi Joseph Minta Professor Joseph Minta also omo ebe attach to the department na afi a psychologist na why available for the national teams no omudwumadia omudimu ukoma Mrs. Reni Opare Otu and also your na yere pare ohwema Mrs. Reni Opare Otu Opare na yere no ono na man engaging official dietitian for the male and the female national teams into timi sampa ye na fofo eyere mo ana nei omo ebehwe national team no so no manu aduane so e de abo enti adwuma de abebia babebri e betua aboa e magana fo nso ana beye aboa e mane mate otie technical director still omse ono so be meeting na na me adoma ifiada e betua sa ba so no ye ko mu bio no benfoko ono so ana pen for the national under 17 team no etia no na ohwemu a na se owura ntojan ebe assistant 1 na fi Hamza Mohammed ono so abobo pen obe assistant 2 George goalkeeper trainer Yusuf Andani ebe team doctor Jacob Nete be physical trainer na fi Sharif Sule ebe welfare officer Baba Aluta equipment officer na fi management committee no okekoni chima nyeje se chairman no e sa management committee so no won no ebe owura Makado our vice chairman of the and as vice president of the Ghana Football Association na fi Jonathan ebe the vice o se tutu achima Kotoro be member and for the no ho kwaku apia member na fi Abubakar Nali enso member e sa committee ma wo so eba bebo adwuma ahwe aboa emaniama etia koyi e wonom yenkeke ni nkyire mu enso e won krahofo mu dia na je se wo hwe ne ekukoso yi ene se na hyehyɛ ne esitie dia na se Ghana Premier League no enura match day 4 matches ni bi 8 years out of me fa nkomo kakra nya wasana ya san TSC nkomo ofum day 4 no Chelsea 1 Deans Football Club 0 eno so Zakaria Fuseni wona puso atena ma Chelsea Dwarfs 1 Liberty 1 Saidu Abubakar ene share goal ma Dwarfs na fe Mubarak Al Hassan and also ebuso atena bako e wo saa kensikesi tiensa to dwanum 11 Wonders 1 Adriana Stars 0 and also Kodwa Samoa and a share goal ma 11 Wonders Mediama 1 Kotoko 0 and also Prince Opoku Ajiman and a ma Kotoko 4 etene yaw e wo takwa Wafa and so Kupioma Wafa nil House of Folk nil and also ni epie mu ho Interallies 2 Sharks 3 and also Victorian Adebayo o chene bobre puso atena bako Samuel Ama puso atena bako na fi Benjamin Tweneboa e share goal bako ma Sharks Benjamin Bernard Boateng puso atena kuna Rafael Ukru esmente victory with the third goal Edema Elimina Sharks Legon City ultimu sampa first half team enra de nyama nwene season say as goal for wo mo tates no unity first 35 minutes no wo mo etuetu antokua tu bia Emma Legon City wo mo ntiam poso atena as goal for so ebesram no wo mo ntiam poso atena Great Olympics ne Karela nyame adoma ene enom de sa kenzi kese no ebetini atentam so ewo Ghana Premier League akensia eno so 18 santo fenum obamu ahwe se wakoto league log no so a Ashanti Goal Football Club and Edasro our league log so Womo and that first position with 10 points. Now for Mediama Sporting Club and so our 10 points. Womo at the second. Chelsea and so at the third with 10 points. Now for knife no Adriana Stars and fourth position Adriana Stars or 9 points. Now for Ubemwa Wafa and so our 8 points are one also at that fifth position. This football club at the 6 with just 7 points. Beche United at the 7th with 7 points. Kumasi Asante Kotoko, Womsu Jinem Quinquine, 1 more 6 points. Liberty Professionals 4 at the 9th position. Our league log also with 6 points. Now so Elimina Sharks for the 10th position with 5 points. Ubemua Karela United at the 11th with 4 points. And Afi Hasufu 4 at the 12th with 4 points. Legon Cities at the 13th position. Womo ever 3 points and I feel so quite 11 wonders and so at the 14th position womo so ever 3 points. Inter Allies 4 at the 15th womo ever 3 points. Kim Faisa and so at the 16th position or just 1 point. Great Olympics at the 17th Unihwe and I feel Busuan Abontobonto drafts at the 18th or no so anyway inti maybe a relegation Abanka Sene Angel League Nidia Kim Faisa Great Olympics any drafts womo and a beko relegation yentimi emfa chopa bia enye adwuma e omo ho na ohya ne soma media na se wafa enso ene eye hasofuka kensi no Prosperity wono so edne nkomo kakra tuensa bai efa se na hihye ne esi ekoye edema wafa fo e wo makensi a wo mde tentam so no
bibia koyi ene I mean your team tactical plan e de bai no ekoyi I think say has na on the defensive approach by but even that you create a lot of ranks behind the defense I create chances and I can say it but composure omomunya chances na enya will go na MIMX so everything went well defensively and offensively everything went well. I mean we kept our compactness in defense and in attack so the boys did well. I mean, it's one of those normal things in a game where everybody expects that you win, but you don't win. But I mean,
yes, way any Prosperity in coma or nearby, but a Kumu has a full for catching rest and name Asia Coast, almost the Nibri Pa and a realm. But what for Medford than a Usu Eden and Komujai after the game?
I want my name to be on the social media. Yeah, I want people to mention my name. Like, wow, this player is good. This player is wonderful. Yeah.
As a team, the whole team.
Yeah, I want everybody to mention Wafa. Like, if it comes to a good team, I want everybody to mention Wafa's name.
And Daniel Owusu wafa for Medford and say Western Yama Asia course on a target for season we know and say I'm for boni din e social media and Daniel Owusu obey here data and the betia boa Emma and A within Yabu more e social media amount so akuma 1820 the personal target no and you say be obesha goals na mu ne personal target and say you boni din e social media but social media dey obey here data and the betia boa Emma edin bono nyama etia koyi e de amount ni Edward Odum head coach Edema across of folk now on also Edin Komo Kakra 18 Jan I was Akins Kesia and also Eto Feminine.
I think it's a very good result. We came to win. We didn't come here to draw. But God has given us draw. So we just take it like that and then build upon it for our next matches. We came with a well-rehearsed plan and I think my boys did it perfectly. But first, I will thank the supporters who came far away to cheer us up. I think that one to motivate all of us to this story. I think I know Wafa, not from now. I know Wafa when they were at the Fete. So we came with a race plan that we will start by high pressing. When we don't get what we need, we'll do medium pressing. And I think that was what my boys do. Wherever they push the ball, we just close them down. And then that's all.
Yes, interested in my Asia Koswa ni Edward Odum, former youth coach no or a developer. There's expertise no and they only kita as of buku no and I say we have in Mexico so pressing how do a technicalities mono pressing you know you soon and but draw I don't senya as of 4 echo at a snail pace 4 points and so far on my team enya our league log no so but Fatau Mohammed FM into place in TFM no more be or more dressing room Fatau Mohammed FM into ono and so air captain for us after say onya experience no wafa no ni nkomoni
Ebanu place near Tenasi and a Kasai. From previous times, I know about at the end of the day, I will only be coffee by then. at all costs, say, points in here.
ASEMPA
I know maybe I should say, but at all costs, at the end of the day, you have to take points here. So that's what we do.
You as captain, as a name game, you know, everything about House of Folk now is different. They be now candidature or colleagues.
Yeah, it's our motivation. We're motivating because you guys say, man, clap, you're losing too much or the rule. So you say, anything losing much because the pressure is on us. So you have to put everything aside and fight and get victory here. So that's what we did, and unfortunately to get a win from here.
Okay.
Nkoma eno so abepiem wasana niama ACL ko homu but yesa de ani kire mu a akense bakwa eno so mu ye dene pa no Lagos City for ni Ashanti Go Football Club na Goran Begjatrovic wono ana Lagos City omubro ni pass abroni osi o wini de ye but okono wa wini ye shedan fa ne ho sa wasana niama ACL ko so Goran Begjatrovic ne nkoma odijae after say wono so ebo draw as good akense nim.
We prove that we stabilize defense, that we are able to play well defensive. But now we have a lot of work to improve this in direction the goal of opponent. And we are in a point to do this. We need few weeks to bring it in one optimal an optimal shape. Our play forward play, power play in forward, and good. We played against one good team who stays on the second place. Now I don't know how does it look like. With a goal difference 6-0, and they didn't score against us, but we wanted to score against them at least, and we didn't do it too.
It's near Goran Begjatrovic, Queensta of Anono, Begjatrovic, and Western Nema is a goes up a Queensta Sem say, and she be an interview, not an to a Facebook, no beer, I should be. When you start a Queensta and come back, Rumano, I'm out in Sampa, or Ribuma, for say, Yenway, sao. Ni papa I just say Queensta Yanamau. Inti Goran Begjatrovic, this is a warning to you. Inti Niabanono. But Sheriff Yakubu Mambu, interim head coach at the Ashanti Go Football Club. After so also ball draw against Lagos City no, and also you draw both fans no, which media omutimidi enim.
Well, I'm not happy about this particular match because our aim is to come and win the match. But unfortunately, we drew with them. We'll take it like that, go and prepare ourselves for the home match, and then win, and then go ahead. As we continue playing, the system changes. But what happened was we were trying to keep Sharpfield on board as a final striker, and we have two offensive midfielders behind Sharpfield. At any given time, we lose attack on the right side. The one on the left will have to join Sharpfield as two attackers. So actually we did that, but all the same, we were not able to deliver. It's okay for us.
And the way ending coach Yusuf Yakubu Mambu, interim coach at the Ashanti Gold Football Club, and also the Nkomo 8th Jano. Drafts phone common in from him, among four cassette drafts, SAU Mufi League nim, a court in Jansia, Ohima. There's a great Liverpool Football Club for Omo Cape Coast, Omo Diaba, Omo Plaintiff, a can defendant and Nipa, obeying one Cape Coast mysterious Ebusiabon to Abontoa drafts. Now come motion on notice for interlocuting injunction order 25 through 1 of C147. Yeah, there's a Niaban said Yamia Duma Ukwada 29th no drafts for whereas Omo Case Bessa Afrebu. Na yet me asaka into Omo Kavia, they say no GFA intimi drafts in Femfimisa. Based on any abbey, Tiamia Drama, Ukwada 29 from Bessako Court Room, Navia San Yama, Ebisiako, Ediama Sanchi. Kumasi Asante Koroko, and so na Maso Kunadu, Ekudi in Cho, Mediama Sporting Club for Kachino, Maso Kunadu Tim said, see a agenism. Say Aquana can send a tatis no 1930, tatis no bo. Na 1930 tatis no Sadi Kupie Mo Takwa, no Ko Takwa no sono, Moses Amapaka. And then the player Mediama Sporting Club team no homa agro no kotoko for a 1-0 pay and on me send a Chelsea for Bayern send it to yen sa na wia maso and can now your rasta see we are through man come on me
the red card affected our game, so did the penalty. So it was a difficult match. I think we did very well, especially in the second half. We did so well. And even after the goal, we kept on pushing and pushing. We were able to even hit the crossbar, the post. We couldn't get score. The boys did their best, and I think that we can make corrections and win our subsequent matches. It's a penalty, you don't know, you can't tell a player how to tackle, you can't tell a player how to do certain things on the field. These things comes natural. But we as a team, we have taken it in good faith. We really go and work on it and make sure that we do much better next time. For the penalty, I think that it was 50-50, but the referee decided to take it, which I think disagree with him. But in my opinion, it was a mild touch, but he decided to take it.
Yes, Maso Kredu say it was a mild touch, but referee decided say obetwin ateki and it was in the is because referee so use rules and regulation whether it was mild and I say it was severe send the city bia no hu say penalty a na say otimi age e was send the esi akomu nti referee nti and one discretion so e was akinse kese mu but the komu no Samuel Bodu head coach Edema Mediama Sporting Club adwuma papa no eye no muspa kama team no ai krabehwe team bakwa bought say Barcelona and Manchester United were Ghana no Mediama Sporting Club. Samuel, can I say me?
Being the coach is a great achievement for me to beat all the big clubs in your home ground. Because what about the team? They have a good team, they have a good coach. I do respect the coach a lot. With their background staff, yes, they have what it takes to be. So, as winning this match is a marvelous coach. So, as you point to both teams.
Yes, intino Samuel Boadu ono so elekita team na obo amaniama akwede ma Mediama Sporting Club se na omo shebo se nyame adoma se na omo eye kotokomu nuanam ketwa no ngasa panyino ba omo ye ne sa pepe anana no da anura Mediama Sporting Club fo echi eye kotokofo etwemeka ba kwa omo antimi anti awotwumedi etensa piem no George the Icon, your correspondent from Takwa, ono and the interviews nearby. Moses Amapaka, essence sabro, fufia bruchiri, and Momuku Mos Akinsi Asia, with Sampa, Jeffrey Asai, Monin Pain Fowdra, Omotata Chedi, Liverpool legends, Buku Pumos Akinsi Kessinasano, not him Sampa, Takwa the dead, and Inti and a goofers from Pain for the Omsika Gretry, as Mediama Sporting Club, Musebe, Bitiabua, and Mabukuno, Etienne Krabash, Intino, and Nana Kofi Babel. The latest kid on the block Ninkoma onosudijai after the game any
boss the way striker there wo man say wo so me shebu ntime bana say chance ne ban kwa dia me ko say me she
obaka say na Kofi Babel wo entas wo secret bia on eno na eboa wo say ufi bench ba bia na obeto ntena
mini secret bia eno say me shebu no ma final target na ma bobo no because we should born na bona wa we betumi akasa ye betumi agenda gamati.
Yes, NKB Nana Kofi Babel, the latest kid on the block, or 3 goals so far. Tembi obebon bia super sap oba no obepo so atranse shraw. Ball party obi ani ho a ukota kwahye so no ma o timi bossing Nana Kofi Babel NKB obobo bruta clubs no bebre na ahyase ehwe anim se komunya ne signature ke betua abo but obetena takwa hakra obo adwuma hakra ofita kwa straight to abruchiri na se okobo ne ball wese na Mexico so asike nso abai players ba kwa ohwe mu pa no Nana Kofi Babel player ba kwa yeso a pencil ne down the yeso okita jota get we bi a pencil Nana Kofi Babel e di ashame won na kwesa se asike pa we serious no I'm saying we serious Nana Kofi Babel player ba kwa or pencil in India and it is not out of place but before ansana kotokobe kotakwa no na takwa for supporters na candidate se nyame adoma kotokwa petampe dia won ebidi wan no
o park na dey say dia from Ghost Stars any about to you any about Mediama enti ntena mo obi mfiri ba bi mehye I know they never obi obeba ha bia omo bo omo mi omo ho no omo mra omo beba beto yen omo beji 2 goals
but you didn't say
from Uncle Richard.
Okay, Uncle Richard me that say tell am pacho asu didn't say
Nanando
kotoko bad the same park so send abeka
ana kotoko munyina yi send ye ma me has abaji trainer no kotoko munyina yi park so so mo nim
but also your friends
Koko Mediama mkase bitakwa
Kwakumediama.
Yeah.
Parky Kotoko Bat Deben Albeka.
Oh, in fact, Kotoko Ba. The same thing, people say, Bessie on for. Maybe I come and say, maybe who are the same, you do say, or mobile, or Beje 4.
Kotoko Beje 4.
And yo.
Pregaze Parkway against Kotoko Ewaha. Aba 7
Masa, me didn't catch it. Some Pregaze said, or Timbesi or you Bessie, some who interview me. And I'm a say no. Just a Parkway party. Just me, Nimini Bessimum. Point to five and pen drop or pagazo. Oh, Hano, my catcher. Into Kotoko, some person, almost we are your money now. Half for buying no more per camera to almost in the hotel. Make one of them will become the more 1 billion. Into a crony shall be so, a crony idea. To be a baby. Tip your man, I just about 4 points there. Okubankra.
Yes, into no Oya Media Sporting Club, Omania Brepa, led by Moses Amapaka, or no Nenra, no Kobe Stone, or the Torchlight, Kobe, Kobe, Akudi Sugaco pay our boy Juma, or Mitamia Duma, a bay Arias, and interest in the Mexico, so I can't Arias, water bill, a banwentia, Arias, Nasabe Count, now Boa Emanyama Etin Akui Eonum, into we, and she shall also Etienne Sepium, Media Sporting Club for Kachi. Kumasi Astan Tekoroko, say Osho Masana, Daniel Merisubri, now from the sheriff, you know, Banana kwame dan kwa voice wa but emerity here more ugo mu hwese na niam ezie kwa Kumasi Asante Kotoko they have been charged for 4 counts of misconduct in respect to match day 3 against Brekum Chelsea against no so itwensa to dwa dwumadi itwensa DM Ghana fokodwo de san komoyi abejamo deda and it's ebekum but the MTN FA Cup committee no introduce electronic ticket and your say ticketing na Ura Wilson Ata wono ana chairman the Emma ASA committee na nyame adoma January 24th to 27th no ana MTN FA Cup no ebeto fam ticketing we electronic ticketing na uhwe nkrasi a ye di round of 64 na ebo so a ticketing no ukoye hwan radi yesu yentie.
We may even introduce e-ticketing. Along the way, we will introduce e-ticketing. So you come to the park, you bought your tickets on your Momo, on your phone. You get a swipe and you enter. I mean, we will bring a lot of innovations. And the quality, the real thing is the quality of experience you will have at the park will be special.
Yes, interest na nema easy kosa ticketing. Nkrasi na boss round of 64 no. Na be dey introduce ticketing. Security kra mu ntimi produce here. Muka mobile money kranka. Ebe fan so say mobile money no nyina electronic. So nanka afa na dey atua kama. Division 1 na me dey sorry so share no so ma me say oba Division 1 for akache a. Omo so abo match day 2. Na BA United 1 Bewa Yendi FC 0 Nswataman ne Paga Crocodiles 0-0 Atiu 0 Brekum Arsenal 0 Kintampo FC 1 Mighty Royals 1 Wasuntona 2 Tanabofo kwa 2 Nyame adoma ne Techiman City ne Nkranza Warriors bebo na fe Young Apostles Omni Stephens Edia Kings na boso Oba Zone 2 a Sky FC 2 na fe Swedro All Blacks 0 Niwa Dubia Senra onya win against a chicken 1-0 against a chicken Ezima Kotoko 2 Venomous Vipers 1 BYF Academy 2 and after second year Zakes 3 Pride United 1 Wasaman 3 Star Madrid 3 and after Summer Test 1996 and also 2 there's a Star Madrid and Real Team Zampa na mwani ya die ewo sena nema isi course no Unista Academy ni bibia ni Go Stars be share ne Asquad Deportivo ni Pacific Heroes e de beboso oba eye zone 3 a Nania 1 Far Rangers 1 Accra Lions 2 Anketi United 0-0 no as a TT Borders League na ya bono ode na nam ho saa na wo be relegation na ho ade opi ho akoso mo Crystal Palace wezo eye okay nil Vision FC kwajo enu amu di nkunim ene so waji winning bonus board of director ade 30 Ghana na board of director wasaji winning bonus account Michael Osekre ese enu niam akuye padmom na nim team amutwa na akoso mo Crystal Palace unim team amutwa mo ne pa itino ese nema ezi akoso no dia na jese ne eba no akoso mo Crystal Palace omuso se o masa ma Vision kwajo mutimi twa mo dia ene masa papa Kotoguru House 2 Young Apostles Wise Football Club 0 Downboat 0 and Afeso Sporting Miranda 1 Bando out of France Randy Abe 2 and Amedas 1 hey Randy I need a whole and Afeso my to do my TGS any Ochema planners one so editing time so the denden pa I was sending Yama AC course who Chumedia womo egusu edimitino we any fishers resource and etiansa to Janyamia Doma and neighbor Sunday and then so common and so etiansa by matches Ebu Kamina ya de bebro but under 15 so Omate the national team coaches are also be boa manema etian koyi ento ko under 15 dia Samobodu me dia ma coach no ono na start here nti unim se o ma na besa ba o san di deserve no ye den every super mo si obi a time nti ono a Samobodu anaba ana Kwabena Mensa ebe an assistant na ne ani kan se goalkeeper trainer ne Isaac Amwako ana Felix Blewu enso welfare officer Isa Abdullah equipment officer and Dr. Kevin Osasu Mafo enso team doctor na obemu a na ese Samuel Anim Ado and chairman and afi Abdul Salam Yakubu and vice chairman na afi Anthony Yaw Odo member Nana Jean member and Gordon Kwai one also member to Abdul Salam Yakubu Juma wedi on the 17 no when I say didn't see football na some money mado esan so executive committee on the chairman edema committee a na say no credit die ene yemfa enya hwe e Ghana football mu me de besia na madawase na mama omo enitie ya me adom na me senya airtime fofra ya enwumre 7 to 9 me bon komo bebre ni aka fotronim na afi wo se na niam ezi eko Queen Star Kill ana beje me half time e ma niam 8 eko yi e wa ha na afi copy the scavenger pia voice in the by Ghana folk will take over from now to 10 and afi Mr. Bin promise to Mavis Amano and a leading production no Immortal Kwameja Kwa champion enso etechri na afi so Philip Putu AK47 the gunshot man Bernard the party butwi and afi so kwa ke kwani chima na jese Eric Esidu body and afi right Rafael Amenyo womina ebo machidom e made bedu sam pempensui Samuel Kwadade Renchi multimedia sports director bakope odobon as the programs at the ASEMPA 94.7 FM so within the Enoch Kwesi Walanyo Wallace agudie catch bakope the only nomenclature with the professor's degree in sports the Regina Wallace namjine mudi of course evidence based sports presentation etmejao erade entinani ma onye kese onye fi bia ni da so ni emfa nko bia ni da so the act of being a good guest is to know how to say goodbye but please collaborate and keep listening.
For me, if I won't diagro crap, arts no, akakra kankwa. Udiana partners, the bomb options now. Oh, Yadu for Nibi. What a bet in the Reno. Who to be toy insurance, the peso say, who say, will bet in this say, who to be Toma company, no, Intico 1xbet.com. The creative account says, yeah.
Amen. Yenim samu busasa nije ya sene saying.
Asiane se, wadi amen na jiranse ni awa herbal ayaresemu bio, na nkunimdie, adasidie, na asie, eni abasobodie nkwa. Se wanso wo hwe apomdimu ahoto a wode abra manfo efri ye ntiri so ekosi ye nasie ehina yade sha ami hu ensaw yade wode ne nro ne abefo efidie echi yade no kunu what time
amin e the herbal modern was signed the naturopathy and homeopathy kwan ekun ye nyarewa
say sukuu fofri amano ne besua ekwan a yade herbal say yade ewo amin
we nyina enti e na yade anigye frefrem say se we pa wo yare bi hyehye wo ho ana yare bi abagye akonya wo nipadua mu a Allah Shafi onyamene yaresafo inshallah enyame adoma ayaresa beba
amin wodomi wo be old slate flat
ultra modern branch Waklagon Tama Road free 020-722-9505 and 0245-275254 Amen Scientific Herbal Hospital.
All right, enti yaba live on ASEMPA 94.7 and wasugusu ahu etie no. Now yedika catch us say yaba di enkomo your executive council member around the abbey yene na betwetwe enkomo enchebia na afi ensem ahodo ayo edema no yetimi abisa na ono so ede ehumwaye aba na enra Premier League matches no to dwa ama yeso yehu sede enema sifa kwa sika kono afi the officially wababetra honom yede adwuma na amano say onye the head coach of the senior national football team, the Black Stars of Ghana. Say yedi enkomo bebrebe ewa ha eno so anopay wate eho asem. Enti eno a ena yegusu a yehwe ne aka eho asem no. Ansa na yene Randy ebehya ase atwetwe enkomo no yenhwe Kumasi Asante Kotoko enei aniyamo sama ekoso na ano no wonu say yedi kan e de ho asem atudwa ama mo deda na ho asem a yedi kan e de tudwa ama mo no ene say Kotoko ebo matches no makomako enum a yema supporters Emma Stadium ho ene ye one ena afi so no yes am find you 10,000 Ghana nyama mo option say mugituma wo de mo metua na punishment we enhye enya sa mo open mu defense yama Kotoko up to watchna say omo emfa omo yi embra Premier League matches na kabako Olympics and Karela so ebo we the last game for the week 4 and so ebeba so and 3 p.m. and until not watching so at the mic. I said Amen Scientific Herbal Clinic. Amen Scientific Herbal Clinic and anopay one more and a kitaimu and a discussion segment no just so at the amount. The Amen Scientific Herbal Clinic. Now one who said one more and a one more abob humodin akofa mfidi papa ba say yare no baby shebiano see do call Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Hospital. Ye wo fidi a ye de efrifri ni padua no apwe ba bia yare no ehye na ewie a ye wo nura ano hye a ye de mawa etimi saw yare no se de etie bia eno nti eya na wa hye no so e de ama se sade we men fani agro na bomodin se Amen Scientific obeko asoe ho no wo mo slit flat e wo dome uduru ho no ma wo se si wo St John's na faka na ko Amen Scientific Klagonfo mo enko Ashaman Underbridge unam la shibi kwan so a also unsabetumi aka mo and then Kumasi for eko kejetia emrom na oniomo adididi enkoma ma bibia so atumi akoye ede amount frame Amen Scientific 020-722-9505 020-722-9505 and I say 0245-275254 0245-275245 na fe onyomo atwetwe enkobo saa so na enei a ye kese no ohia 0244-227192 0244-227192 na on Amen Scientific Herbal and Alternative Medical Hospital entwetwe enkobo na bibia so entimi etotoye enfama saa so na 1xbet.com 1xbet.com ekitaimu obabete nkwade a kai se 1xbet.com hodmo utwa udipa enti uhye ni na utwa ne boma but we tuama amono mu ha ema also utimi we cash edigu ubotom saa so na ye kan no GD Power Male Vitality eni mema dro ayina yaji atum na wo Asante Kotoko dia eba yi yenko na yene Nana Kwame Dankwa entwetwe enkomo Nana Kwame Dankwa Deputy Accra Rep ema Kumasi Asante Kotoko eni yese Kotoko for yen two stadium no my supporter bia enrum matches makumako enum baba yara agrupa maso Kotoko jitum anase wo mu nyintum anase Kotoko ebekwa ko open defense ewo disciplinary committee na asem no yedi said the FA no edi akonya no ama wo no Nana Machen
wayo mejoso
number chapom ti say
about the other Roman Amoso.
Yankopon eden kwa chaye. Now, the edikan punishment yede ama Kumasi Asante Kotoko. Management Monsaka Mijidi na Monsaka ye no saying na mofa no fair punishment and I say too harsh a punishment for Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Yeah, kwa jome dasi ma mecha na mecha wa chief one Kotoko supporters na no pe na nka se enraso anye ye abuaka nti yedi nkugwa etoso mienu in the room mesese yenya abotre kakra na yenko back to the drawing board yenhwe de atochima yenhwe the best way bitimi ahihye no ma me asa bounce back immediately after no match no na yenya decision from the Football Association the charge sheet in account na charge sheet so no omo make reference to regulations no baby ekutia ye anam so ma the association say ya better more 5 matches behind closed doors and 10,000 Ghana cedis in town. So after the match and in kind this started say discuss among ourselves near a consultation near making reference to maybe a muko tuyeno near here in the decision on mama 2 days say you perceive appeal against the decision, you have to not to do that. And the Busu I drinking a honey affair. But in my personal view, now yes, you see an entry. Then so no, Uncle if you're not temper adjusted with Messia, and Uncle Bebuaka. Yes, the supporters here, no. There, Yentimens so our association football more and I said developing it, you know. And so no, Megidi is a chef factors are a no money by and one. Yes, we need to condemn it. Our can be also. But I also chain and uncle Shenaka. Then the managing football in Ghana, no, enough of about 5 good matches behind closed doors. Assume you class be the 50,000 I would do a gator. And I say, Winya will gator. At the end of the 5 matches, you know, because send a club and lose. Na my development in every period. Now, besides that decision, you know, a deterrent enough for a bit in your boy. Ama Sadia and two China. And she said, "I can. You go through a consultation, my yes, quite a bit faster." And decided finally on it today. But looking at the way it is, you know, hard in quite apart from management level, so supporters leadership, so actual decision, you know, how best a bit me a barbon na yabeboa one exercise there na sabia team na kwa him na kwan bench na bit me afa boa as say management be appeal and na or appeal no we need to take full responsibility of YC, you know, na you act on it, you play the best way abeboa matter dey in the sensitive.
Yeah, but who raise certain issues? Whereas nkaefe no kura temper justice with Messia. Number 2, Usanka say where factors are at the buyer, because the moment you start raising issues about factors, you know, then you go back and start from and then you try to justify certain things. No,
anya hona na me pese me ko bia ono adwan ya osa.
Eza wo say where factors at the buyer, factors bay.
Me dem nko ho, but wona o pese o ya na sa. O say apart from supporters ni ama na om to tie no. At the end of the day BBC am tutu ye. Enti e hona me pese bia me ko mu too much, but ya me pese me ka kosia na say enya hia wie. We need to find a way as a team and supporters leadership, you know, to make sure say moving forward, you know, and ema betu to ye. But we are doing it with other stakeholders. We Kotoko and supporters, the other stakeholders are they also have a role to play in making sure game net develop. They also need to talk to, so that almost ebema omone ye ni omoju medien ewie payo. Because Kobase, yes, and from so they bit me aba and they hooliganism all over the world never. But you ask yourself, say, how do they handle it? And also another matter. It is the America who say you can in boomwa. And we need to come to a certain level develop a game because we need each other, especially the stakeholders American. We need each other to make sure the game are complete and not their own game.
No, but be a no specifically no. For example, we say a deterrent enough to you Kotokono, and many people of course say in the new era no say club will be no yet said yeah. We are just in the 3rd week of not Saturday we see now. I was a punishment in here very stiff. Yes, stiffer punishment pa said the will be a bit and to you Nana Kwame any Kotoko management, you know. Punishment we say a stiff enough.
Well you would like say yeah, obviously you're okay. But the woman those are not
but there will be also call it say my punishment are not dinny.
I make say for you would say there over fan say a year pa with the very deterrent enough. The woman and I make say you develop a game, we need to find a way. But in such to so sabi near so M1 game no team 2 points so. You have to weigh the two sides, you know. Now make sure say what baby baby a beboa. And tell them make factors, you know. And when be na unyanti ma say but before say na you go to play. Yeah, supporters leadership after any see any Asante Regional Police Command. It didn't come out at length. And said the who need the SCBA no, there must be a way forward. So how way forward next year there. Yeah, no see brainstorming. Yeah, put the best way to make sure say at the end of the year. It mean can say okay, half one there. Say ya no mo tie. Say be obanye na se okosumra so no kudi agro na se okopra lo ka so okosumra so de o he na na yes na ye traditional setup na tie We need to come together and find solutions to the problems. Once you want to develop the game, every stakeholder be in our game, a role to play. But I'm not here to say I'm the blame game. By the SC, and I'm because management day-to-day running need to take a decision.
Yeah.
Finally on this. But yes, supporters so yes, you asudie. We also need to make sure say aboa amasudie development and according to
yeah. Now just a final one. And they say support kotokumasi asante kotokon say now kasa na say oh ebi mbaka so zango for this no motie because ade no and evidence there we can cite even enra dey see wo takwakra anopay ye be phone and I referees are robbery and I will come at them. Somebody called here and says the referees will come at them and I say we are kotoko supporter now say you go at referees ade see yan kan wasem we no and the supporters learning something from say ade no yentimi from running shares and ade ba ko a yegyina ya kan but it looks as if say enya adwuma ye sensuo na ye de gubo no so what you say and sinking kwasa asenase.
But you a serious matter. You see, anyway, for all you know, somebody can pretend to be Ubia or Yakotokuni, no Akasa in the name of protocol on behalf of protocol. And to Utiachira Oberfanasa. I am not saying Kotokuni pa mapantimi yet they are working kind. But that is why we all need to come together. And you have room hanko and I said to trust them hooliganism, our football. So it's how Omotimia manager a bar almost no ye. I think I was saying neighbor together so that Nipa Bakukana that could be established on the prosecution and also Betimia Bois because yeah, sure one side is supporters could dare to trust them so one bomb management because we share support now and they yeah near my association will be there to trust them not Shakoa, Ebiko Kotokuni. But that's a boss said so born about will be at Kotokata then or deputy. And someone and winning fast one. And I never be also a seer who said yes, and said any party ration and them in any way. But to be also a boapayo pa or by provocation, Nipabia will be reacting. So how do we manage Sano Manoma way now? Will be a boapayo pa say when him say, your farm ranch shares to me, yeah, or we are a better to Miss May. Then the panny almost has to trade. That is why I'm saying, all stakeholders need to come together so that you want to say everything that and then you can say yes, 377 police in here or 2 turbo supporter who come they are interdicting. You know, 10 question are interdicting and I say you're interdicting. You never know. But you say and I'm not going to police in here. I don't know you're interdicting. Supporter needs a bunch of so police in the papa no. Only you're interdicting. But we are finding a way to cover that police officer. But supporters they are clear, don't talk about down. So I'm saying that young man needs to come together to make sure so officiating official team match. And or from so on no so twe anything openly ye dey to am obi on so no say ne dey atwe na so. Say supporter bi na ye ade a ono so yetimi aso no ye na kodina atendi bia. Ono so ni punishment ni eno so aye clear. Etimi me supporter na me ko stadium a. Say me Kotokoni mapa. Say my kuntura si ni ma she Kotokata dey ko din semone. Minim see so bi mo a punishment no directly menya ne say but e ko ba ne say ni enti an we corporate na kata kwa so an so mumu ne da so twede ma club no ye say I club no also provide ye nya ne enti no and obi abekodi someone ne dey aso twede na ma club no. So I'm saying that we all need to come together and find solution to our problems so that all stakeholders will also do their work in a way ebebo am ye develop game no. That is where I'm coming from. Okay,
Matthias here. So say punishment number and you can only maybe ya adwene say so far as the star punishment we and I said ye this as way air concern no aba in quick real time pa because first na ka be say fe na de na ma say ayin ba say punishment no eba and ra ukuada na yi kwasi ran film kwa na say 72 hours and you deliver verdict no eba ye unless Kotoko decide say mo be call that alternative route na fe na can say you want to say bia mo ne fe no enya adwena and I say mo ne the prosecutor na enya adwena mo betimi akọ discipline committee na mo akọ atwa akọ open mu defense no but really na mo be appeal and I say mo be serve
well said me kai no enu anwumre because of your ball match and said by the course of the game it is soon after the game no and you hu here and you are discussing at length but mean to me fun to draw sabre say you decide say we near but your consultation stage you na ye to junior head the best way say you nya ne sa na ye several and at the appealing say ente so o na nyi ya no so huntu so na ye den okay abani say no e kwa ben ye be fa so to make sure say the SCA be CDM. These are the things that you go to consultation stage but Brandma is quite within 2 days to 10 anything up to it now. See be there or see but I'm sure by close of today no will definitely come out and state the position clear from management level and from the supporters level as well.
Okay. All right. And then you better was say. No attack no say na kotoko. Unza mo lose to aso mienu. That was Chelsea and then Mediema. Mutimu no ensheda nye sharp sa I said and I said na ho de ensheda ni suru said ye mo pese nipa bi ti ase no ana me boa.
Oh, make I say enra de si no so ye enema mi ense wa kan sie mu a e bia bitimi ato. Ye kono na ye call with the hope say e bitimi akonya win. Unfortunately, early part of the game na as a defender ne back or from so be a fast penalty ni by. But o kana wan kan yesu ana say wan hwe ne kan yesu a na mafo ajiwa no wasi bone. Me ana me pay officiating officials ay kan mo honsem. But enra de see what akwa ne so no. Match officials no referee na nkasa ne na boafo no amwa menka so mu di tia akotokwa na so mu di ma media ma decisions bi o mu take in the course of the game na mwa ojo before the game no unim say niam bebre by appointing authorities no enim prefer say Latif Andari call ye kan say takwakudi media ma match na nche no say appointed the same referee for the game and the social media man kopọ ka ho nsem a menim nyina so a mo di change referee no you could do on asesa no ama fourth referee in the game no akwa fourth but it said no mo didn't free the match no e je ko ba ne sa no a it could be say whatever happened down tese bibia e o si esi but e ba sa na nkofo dwundwini ko akira we are humans BBC o start say o devil deep into your brains no one can be esi e be ma onye comfortable with certain things to anya careful na say one so akoma mu anhwe game na wo di eche na ho ntiase ne ne sunsu aso a boko ka se man se woka at a point decision be referee ni be take bia no na say a consultation with the fourth referee who read you ya say na they were communicating say etwato aso sa there was nothing wrong with fourth referee ni center referee e be communicate bia BBC na all bua no na there but what you dey see no I wish say e bia nka camera be capture no ahwebi now they compare the ACC proud to the game na nkofo kan ho asem na aye bibia odwene ho a onti ase and I think that as stakeholders there are certain things aborari emphasize just here yeah near mo game no enkoso because amafo eso any gd and now monti ase o decision to be ampenifo take say referee awakodi media man has e wo takwa the same referee no say kodi kotoko ne media ma wo takwa amafo aka o social media afide say omochi o say dey na see obi nim ya change referee nemo ya mafo na kodi e na obi di na be fourth and if you do baby at the fourth moment they say oh decide at a point he was clear referee no agi infringement for kotoko fourth no ten so my any throw in or so ban in chain on any be kasa be explain and san wasako it's no money see o game mo bit in chair na ma on ti the course one and say what is happening but I believe that the executive council led by game changer no e wo botai so person mo boa na game ne course it mesre say ye koye ni mo no ye tutu ye hofo ye nyina ye part of it ye ne ye any how I am game na kone nim yen hwe ni ye ndemwa na asodiem na game so ntimi fa no tuma fanfa
na jeza na se meti de wo kana si ya enra in the course of the game because I me wa na me hu say early morning na no sa omo yes I changes no but o wan the previous omo ye ne no no pa say Latif Andari no MF fourth na akombia mo say why no so enkoye center referee the fourth referee became the center referee and then the center referee became the fourth referee
exactly.
And me mama takwa but what you say in the course of the game most of the times you know na center referee no GBB he oba be consult to fourth referee no the one who was supposed to be the center referee yes sir
that is what happened yes obi otakwa be our test to this I cannot lie already it happened. And I'm saying that fourth referee, yes, we FIFA referee to share a human more experience chain. Maybe I didn't know them film. And it's certain a bit to me abuano. but kojo wo the hwede sisi before the game enti te bibi kwesi o park so a supporters do draw no how would they understand the course or no? That's where I'm also coming from. But meaning na so be to say bia boapayo ana bibi etisa.
Yeah, I understand you, but you are raising, I mean, some of these issues say, okay, sir referee now, Okoko D has enemy dear man, and Latifa died in Meboa.
That's right.
To no one, Yesanka's uncle D Kotoko, and Media Masani Kotoko game.
That's right.
That is, I think, about 2 weeks after.
Yeah.
But Kotoko must have raised official issue be our Meboa.
Officially, official there Kotoko a young, I don't remember the BBC, but. See and can was Oko Council, a month of Gata, or Macao. One council, they are going into crew. A John baby, sometimes you find it with your honey baby. And to you, here say a bit to cheer home for near Shania Buamana. The Mika in Ano beneath a day in Nasubia to say, Bia, Ubia Shadan or Yesa. By Yan you may near to year. Sometimes a bema amount for any suspicion to near maybe a year monomonad. And that was very good referee. I mean, so in a center line or no, Jumamawa. Who say, Udnim the oil. But the name of this is say, oh, there, can in a boom. I mean, you may say, and look at the way reactions from other
but then what it means, they say, that changing because me sure said, Nanya David, me fire referee, if you actually say on somebody because na game no day na no panana on what changes no. In the case, yes, a direct run. Yet me fro be say on free baby made in na say yes swap na ye no but who we pick say the center referee referee Jones akubia no wa on the day
one more in decisions be me nka say odi ma me dia ma na say maka say decisions are not taken for game na nkasa na mwa kwa
in what way
kwajo ehia se be ko mu into two ma because baby akotoko gina no and send be our better be and we beji one no sibone I can say more than per complaints and BBS but I'm saying say we want to develop the game so the honest lies with all of us to make sure say you hear the right things at the right time at all times. We can make mistakes. There are mistakes you do we are there beba or you may know can say man no bet me afom what you are moderate issue also no bet me afom a part of your human life but the moment that we now be correcting me akoye nimu dia ebe boa nyina.
All right.
And she much as say you too more money for when from ranch and them yes we take decisions even appointing authorities in the ground with the greatest of respect if you hunu sana and I who you know somebody account once why should we wait till that following morning and sana there is a changes you know it could be genuine reasons I want to know yes I did on time but me just say when me na any man ketia emwa it's moving forward no let's find a way you pay your money as you want to never win now.
Now penalty was it in your opinion penalty na ejitia kotoko no
kwajo on say ball I hear BBC and perfume na mean opportunities and play back no ebe dia man batting me say the course of the game kotoko nya similar bibia in a year on the part of navigator from where I was sitting I thought that incident could have also be a penalty for kotoko ba wanye if you ban say na say o to engineer o ha be ko engineer
aga muso ngabaka say kamuso munya bi
yes nya bi sa makati kotoko so nya bi kwajo
but referee na je
but on no accord course maybe I know close to the scene than where I was sitting
na say ni nyina count na o ka say referee decision be wa amwa no
I think because he was close to the scene than where I was sitting maybe I got it wrong.
Okay yo nana me da say me messages ni bebre e ba e fa nkoma me no edi ho but later me can come amanfo atinti me da say pa na bra wanyama yen
kwajo me da wan
yo
na kwajo answer na obeko no
aha
menim say oh ha me say kotoko supporters ni say the SC bia na enya abotre the enya GDS say e won penifo a edit bi asho mo ta day to day run no mo ye penifo bi di akire na take decision about the best interest of the club. NCC no so eggs and Guinness say a bar mountain with initiatives to be. Messi almost say we pay on a bar. Yem one in for him, you take full responsibility. Say the SC no. You know, can who be na ye did na ko baby e dey appointment. Ti share na ye dey ban ti me we pay ya. Messi so be amfa no hunchim. Na yemboa na intimacy sa ya mani na so anokwan.
Yeah. And no so ayi mensa mo supporters ni bi ayi Prince Osaje kum. Omo dey we bi aba say o. Say 2 stadium na mobile contribution but I never come some later. Why?
Yeah, na make say NCC4 edwin home to another level. I ever say we need to support team financially. And it's my economy and we can also find a way of contributing to the team on the camp. Bonus is an idea. You need to be young to management. So we can go by yes, you can be now.
All right.
That's exactly what I'm talking about.
Okay, yo. But I say, Majo, and the champa transi.
But boss player, we see, fourth official, no, and yet by fluke in Tina, I am more account. What you say? Be a bit my point. We will do on Crabia Bibinti, wouldn't mean anything. I was a fourth official. Or locally, or Ghana for a VAR. Or Kampa. And it's a referee who be line one and who no communicate. I think say fair. You see these accusations, and then more game no. Nana a management member, nana a penny on game. I say the okay, just say the appointment of referee are diary, no, and you're in favor of ABA Mediama. But some referee do on my over the tempo of the game won't me handle. Your referees are umbeti me kuta game akesimu pa clearly. I may be going to the senior tenacity, Nadia be combat the Amede Kono discipline code Nana Yakano, yes 16 on, or say order and security of matches. Host clubs and members are responsible for order and security both in and around the stadium or the stadium before, during and after matches. They are liable for incidents of any kind and may be subject to disciplinary measure and directive unless they can prove that they have not been negligent in any way in the organization of the match. In particular, member clubs and licensed match agent who organize matches shall and now the other into the course in a kotoko po on the host. Into suboni na onimum because we negligent in most of the measures are putting in place. Yentimin komochina, I think in your time, Dr. Banti in German.
Kwaku be maestro any attack by your microphone man yemina. Very good. Observe earlier we can catch them say Dr. Randy Abbey ebe me no ebe twetwen komo one on one na after the elections tankasa no on shedan transing kasaye emien nyina dwene a lot of the issues na akoso since October ebesi January ayomi enti akonya na ba no e say itimi ene no twetwen komo na Ghana for so etie de owo ede eka is an say 2005 the new dispensation ebaye no ono ne the only person ye kasa ene no wasan awuramu America 2005 represented the administration ebaye a omudi 13 years ekoye no currently ono ne the only person ene what say George Amakonso kahumbi omo ewo musisi a omo edi djuma no play a lot of roles major roles e Ghana football mo ene wasan ko ra executive council no ma o ye djuma okita Heart of Lions as the owner of the club or running enya sem kutokra anopai yesaka Randy Abbey doga kwaba
yenya
na bibia boko de
nyame adom
ye da nyame ase se anopai so yeto safro oji yeso na ise ke sha sentem since ba me saka o message no ene yesi ye nyina enti ye da nyame ase se at least what me abekan sa me pese ye sha se free 25th October our Congress grounds hall. Now, Nema Bebre see and amount for Bebre ehus Randy a very influential in Ghana football. Say BBC na opejan in Sano Kasama, utumi say a pasumpa. Now, you see that day, for example, 18 Club League. Now you can Randy Pajan in Sa. Randy Pajan in Sa or Kana as a Bibia Adruboko. As I say, no, why a godfather be our football map? A lot of people look up to you, Kasa. Na Bibia Adwananya Sanity.
Maybe. Let's show it you for now. Okay. A godfather, dear, say, I don't even think I want to be a godfather. Born here and in Penny for Bibre. We still look up to them and all that. But on say many times, no, sir. Yewo yeshia sana wonzo biane adwen ode nam obiane ne senia ohuniama na otiniama ase
yeah
and sometimes no it's important say bia ye behwe the other side of the issue into most of the time I like to bring other perspectives
yeah
for us to all consider. What did I mention? I say, and in communicating with and to people, no, you always need to first of all understand who you are communicating to, and break it down or explain things to the appreciation. At least a point of view of person muhuno. Also, ubomodiana uchreche emom. When you work with people for a very long time, you're also able to understand them and know say be asemi say yeah the fact when we so and here church mo this way or mo ebe prince wa no mbeti ase. It's not about me the person. I mean it's not because Randy, but ebia na because of senior made putty asem across and me explaining but it has nothing to do with me as a person.
But because that they now so mama yenye too legalistic na because they been more famra ba mu kutumra ni ade but no man no opposing officer ada na me camera na person ye dey share carpet na say ye agree na ye nko yenim.
Well, we had gone through some stormy times and near moving to another dispensation. So our issues here, clubs are litigated with FNO or court. Some of this litigation lead to injunction. Because, for example, league year starting, time year starting, if any of the clubs were in court, go back to your injunction. No, there are two leagues. Forget about whether eventually, or be winning or non winning, but it will disrupt the calendar.
Yeah.
What me I say? We thought that look, once we've gone through all this storm, almost 18 months, I am born, I am going to a new dispensation. Is it possible for us to just try and start on a clean slate? What did I mention? I mean, you're taking a decision. What have we lost? I think that we've gained rather. What did I mention? Yeah, we've not lost anything. You get me? We've rather gained. So there is no disruption to the season and all that. And sometimes, there is the need for you to look at the other side, and that was all what the point was about. And in fact, you take his decision. Say no, you start here ball, no disruption. Nobody's even scared. After the year to get more in Crawford, Crawford leave by force or leave in Drew here. And I mean, those things they don't go off our game.
That's right. But on the day, me say now candidate Fred Papu,
right?
And results for me it came as a bit of a surprise to me because of you in particular, because we are huge, tall, behind Fred Papu, and
well, it was surprising, but I think first of all, no Ukraine we started very late.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we started very late, and I think that was the situation on the ground. Okay, but you could see people had hit the ground a long time ago, and they had worked extremely well. And although most people appreciate look, Fred could be the best man for the job. Now I'm on for the Kaya Ejuma.
Yeah. But fast forward. Yeah, two first round in the year now. Yeah, two second round. First of all, Fred Keto Kreku LED, and also was saying Tamaye because yabu bo abano. Fred Ket enya 44 now, George enya 40 no. I mean, them would now to say what was really going on. That's an uncle for a surprise, and one can say especially.
I guess on the face of it, George Afriye was seen as the lead candidate.
Yeah.
And a lot of people thought, especially with Palmer out of the race, George was going to win the first round. Because Ubeka had said, if all the contestants were in the race, nobody will win in the first round. I didn't see anybody winning.
Okay.
Now, Palmer was a huge figure in the election. Into his exit, from the election, I was convinced, somebody could do it the first round. And on the face of it, it looked like George. And when I say on the face of it, it's because, for example, because me are involved in also my election, a lot of focus was on trying to get people to vote for me, Division 1 for. A lot of the things with respect to presidential candidates, na me need a lot of information.
Okay.
And I was relying on, because once na candidates, almost all of them, madam for inti. Many Palmer Kase every day, many Georgia Free Kase every day, many Kate Kase every day. As for Fred, it's like we share a bedroom, sort of, Inti. Now, from all of them, only they're optimistic. Obviously, you won't expect anybody to say, Inti, when the results came, first of all, be outright. But then, Kate was ahead of George. That was where the surprise element came.
Okay.
Me assure say, if it was the other way around, people would not have been surprised. If like young fans say, be a George 44, Kate 40, it would not have been surprising.
Yeah.
You understand? But it looks like Kate was the biggest gainer of Palmer.
Yeah.
Not in the race.
Yeah. But when I catch George said, maybe they do step it down. Yeah, they said he drew maybe a dinner. Next year, caught Ted. Randy went straight ahead and told George, George, and go and go say bye. George, don't go.
Okay. First of all, I want to say, when after first round, when the second round voting happened, we share figures now. How many votes are kept again here as against George now? We share trajectory now. There was no way, because now Fred Papo had pulled out. What me I say? And then we share votes are kept again here now. And then now it was going to be straight between Kate and George. Kate needed just, I think, 3 votes or so. And George needed close to 20 votes. I mean, realistically, if you analyze now, there's no way. Because Usher Kate votes now from the surprise in the first round. Second round, he had gained a lot more votes. And George had gained just 2 votes or so. What did I say? There was no way. What did I say? And sometimes, you need to bow out with some grace. Whether you like it or not, George Efriye is a big figure in Ghana football. He was a former vice president of the FA. Going into the race, he was seen by many as the front runner. In fact, many believe it was going to be, an easy thing for him. He walk away.
Because he
so, more encouraging I believe now a lot of it was born out of emotion. And yet that they had analyzed it. And me, when it comes to things like this, I try to push emotion aside and try and be very analytical. I went to him, and George is my guy. I went to him. There were people who were saying they be young combat too. They also, so I just told him, look, my brother, that thing won't work. Pause, relax. Let's look at the issues. Look at how many votes has been gained anyway. It won't work. It won't work. I don't think you need to go into this third round. Just go out there, tell them, say, you've considered defeat. Walk out in grace.
That's right.
Nyamine will be our future.
Yeah.
But now there were a lot of people also. So eventually, I don't know even what came. Eventually, I knelt down. I don't know. Yeah, I knelt down. Yeah. So when when I knelt down, then he was shocked. Into your also sorry. And I see uncle.
Really?
Yeah. So that's when we went back obey announcement. I don't know what came to me, but that's what happened.
So just all of a sudden,
there were a lot of people around.
Yeah.
There was a lot of noise. But I knew, look, there was no way. And it wasn't necessary for him to get into that thing and be embarrassed or whatever. You understand? Sometimes you need to be the bigger man.
Yeah.
Well, say, look, send your idea no corner, send your no. And so, Charlie, let's save everybody the time, and concede and then move on.
Right. Okay,
and I think, it was good for him.
Okay.
I think it was good for him.
Okay, BBI sorry in Navy, and then Ketokoko is the president. I feel the vice president of the Football Association. Now, Obianim said also your favorite, so we need the vice presidency. We are saying no. Now, one we need, but among the Nipa 12 net 11. Okay, 11 na got 2 abano. No be any say your favorite. And also a banner saying because we knew say I ran the 5 week.
Okay. Well, maybe I know who is my favorite. But say sometime with team program now, I wasn't the favorite on this program. I wasn't.
What are their favorite?
I wasn't. What are their favorite? You should tell me. I wasn't. But the truth of the matter is, I mean, it was a good contest. 11 of us and 11 people. We say 3 of us contested. And at the end of the day, 6 out of 11 thought that Mark should be the vice president. And I mean, it went on, and immediately the results were announced. It was just us, any Alex Asante. So once the results were announced, I just got up, walked over to Mark, congratulated him. I said, well, let's start working. That was it.
Okay. Oh
yeah.
But you get Mojuma so far under Kechokeku. What take some major decisions? It be say league na say your core Congress, management committee members, committees, disciplinary committee, and other standing committees. Abani adina. Juma Maya so far no because say you are on course. This administration is on course. Kechokeku is on course.
I think that we've started very, very well. And I think, sir, if I look at the volume of worker, within this short period of time now, I think that we've put in a lot. I mean, even on my birthday, I had to go for an executive council meeting.
Wow.
Up until about 12.
I'm at 12.
6th January. No, up to about from Anopa about 7.
Now office.
You know, and there are times that meetings is residential. You have to meet till 1 a.m. There, recently, national team there. And I mean, I had a board retreat outside Accra. And I wasn't at the last one. But that's at midnight, no more.
Wow.
No more meeting here. You know, a lot has been put in within this short period from October till now. If you look at the volume of work ESCO are put into this thing now, it's really a lot. And I commend the ESCO for the work ethics, the president and the ESCO. I mean, put in a lot. I mean, a lot of meetings because things had to start. We needed to do things. Because in starting season, for example, training, so our referees there,
integrity,
club administrators there, all those things that you had to do. Now, regulations for all the respective leagues for them to start because the Sobianya, the regulations to do all of that, to do the code of ethics, to do the disciplinary code, all these things. I mean, you have to put in a lot of effort and time into it. What me I say? And the constitution of all the bodies, you know. Say with the new statutes, first, not there were some of them ESCO no could just do. Now, with the new statutes, it had to go to Congress, and going to Congress is not just about submission of names, but biodata. There's a time period within which you have to submit those things to meet the constitutional requirements and all that. All these things had to be adhered to. Now analyze here. A lot of work has been done in this short period.
Some of these things are all canon and outside we be visible. So them na competition rules maybe for Premier League and the people may not see
and look, we used a lot of people from the outside. It was not just ESCO. For example, by regulations in Sanyamana, Ora Oloboy, John Sabu Al Hassan, now General Secretary Prosper, you know, ESCO members, Nankasa, their inputs and all that. So we even got in people from outside the ESCO, to support us, you know. And for some of these people, we gave them a lot of pressure. And but we virtually were meeting like on a daily basis, just because we had a deadline, you know, to meet and to ensure that these things are done and done properly and all that.
Randy Abbey, Executive Council member, and I'm in the Nutrition Common, owner of Pando Heart of Lions. Now, Randy, Yemra, we are used to doing things in certain ways. Under Nyantechi, under old administration, you know, and then mobile, you know, promises say, there's going to be a change. We are moving from the old to the new. in your estimation, and some decisions are taking, announcement how have we moved from the old way of doing things to a new way? Maybe there should be a paradigm shift, a clear shift from the old to a new era.
Well, there are some things are founded in law. The law tells you how to do them, and there's nothing you can do about it. Into whether that was how it was done in the past or present, if that's how the law says you should do it. What did I say? I think so far, whatever we have done in conformity to the law. I don't think we've breached any law. We've done that, and I think we've done everything to the best of our ability. You're a perfect institution. Obviously, there might be some mistakes. I mean, along the line, there are things that either within us and outside. People see and notify us. Oh, watch this. I heard about this. I saw this. If you say and I say. So you have those kind of things coming up every day. First of all, amongst us. Secondly, people from outside. Who, when I say outside, I mean outside the ESCO. Who will call and say, I heard this, or I've seen this, or this. If that is the case, you need to look at it from this way and all that. The 12 people on the ESCO are not the wisest people in Ghana. There are 12 people who have been given the opportunity to serve. And you cannot do that in isolation of everybody else. It's a global thing, not just a Ghanaian thing. You need to open up yourselves for people from outside, from within and without, to be able to make inputs and to, like Omoka say, you understand me? So you need to position yourself in such a way, people will freely want to volunteer information and call your attention to things and all that. I think that's how it's been so far. But I think so far, we've done things in conformity with the law and to the best of our ability. Yes, mistakes might have been made. There are things that might have been overlooked. Like I said, we are not a perfect institution. But the most important thing is that anytime your attention is drawn to those things, you rectify them. You understand me? Or if there are explanations that you have to give, maybe anipa na ono so efre ono, maybe ano nim reason be na ono so no wa overlooki bibi. It is a nchechemu bi wo ho a na wo de ama. Say the okan no so e bibi a wan fa wadwen anko so na wo ye we na wa hwe so na wo de aye. What did I mention?
But you personally as Randy, you say we Ket go way back, President don't go way back, and yet twice by way, even at Congress, after Congress, you might be transition the course of Congress and Randy on Kita Emanzebia on your vice president, but I said Randy takes no control things. Oh well, there's so much power. I can say President Nokuano, I said who control no our train President Yeweni Randy, I'm just as what
Mati severally or no swati yenayati Nkrovo school so yenayati. It's a bit unfortunate. First of all, because Meneket go way back, it's true. I mean, we have a similar background in terms of sports journalism. MZ, or no, man, and say he owned the coast team.
Okay.
I know, or a player owner. But we go, we go way back. We had a similarity. Although me penny. In terms of age, I mean, we're same generation and all that. I mean, we go way back, we're friends and all that. In the election, obviously, I mean, he wasn't my candidate and he knew it. What did I say? Because we are open like that and we speak and all that. And these are things that we've discussed. But you see, Mosho, the truth of the matter is, and you say, this should not be coming from me. But for example, I'll share ABI experience as far as this game is concerned. Me bar at that time it was executive council. The Ayagu no before new reforms. Now you chairman of Congress, president of chairman of Congress, chairman of executive council, and the chairman of management committee. Yes, the very last one. I was a member of the ESCO, 36 member executive council.
Okay,
a small boy at that time. I'm a member of the ESCO. They are. Dr. Nyaota Makloni Kwesi Nyantechi as vice you go now you be a new one. The new statutes many times money we akasa lawyer Tofia he's alluded to that and what FIFA wrote to us and all that. I was one of the 5 in 2004.
I remember.
What me I said. I was one of the lead campaigners for the Kwesi Nyantechi campaign in 2004. What me I said.
And then I was also elected onto the executive committee, the very first one, after we had done the laws and all that. And then the emergency committee. And I became the spokesperson for the FA, pro bono. I always make this point.
Yeah.
So I was elected as SCO member and MCO member. I took the extra responsibility as spokesperson for the period that I did for not one city. What do you mean?
Yeah.
All that. My house a juma, my case ben a juma. Me ankasa me running my team. What do you mean? I went back at the point in time. I got off. I didn't seek election, and then I've come back. Share the American. I'm just trying to make a point. Say, menya novice. Game no more. What do you mean? It's not that I'm here touting. I mean, my credentials or what I'm capable of doing. But the truth of the matter is that I'm also one of the people who's very experienced, apart from things that I've done in my personal life and my career and everything. What did I say? If we are on a committee now, I have a lot to offer, just like everybody else has a lot to offer. There's absolutely nothing wrong with anybody relying on my experience or asking my opinion. It is only Obia or very arrogant. Onu feel so onyansansi Obia and unconsulted, especially when you're working with a team.
Yeah.
And there's absolutely nothing wrong with the president consulting anybody. And I know, say by his nature, no, he speaks with almost everybody. What do you say? If we are at Congress and any other meeting and there is something and he's asking my opinion, asking anybody's opinion, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with that?
But people didn't see anybody
apart from Chrome ha. And now okay, Daily Graphic. Almost famous front page be 3 wise men. Me, you forgot him. And some of these things, no, honestly, me who know their Brony Bekan says small-mindedness. It's only people who are very petty who will be looking at this thing. Who is he talking to? Who is he asking an opinion from? And so what? Is that what anybody should focus his mind on? And I mean, what is that? And then that does what? What me I say? And everybody has their expertise and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, sure say care to come and ask my opinion on a strategy on finance, because that's not my forte. You understand what I'm saying? It's small-mindedness. There is a big job out there to be done. The most important thing is the FA delivering? Is he providing the quality leadership that we require? That is what we need to focus our mind on. But who's talking to who's asking whose opinion and all that. So you want to see a president of a Transia, anything that goes on, even if Obia Bisa Bibina, he thinks he needs a second opinion, he shouldn't ask.
Yeah.
He should go out there and answer the question and embarrass himself or embarrass everybody.
Right. And Randy, that's about that's but you share the Premier League. Any the other leagues now are starting. The league is still without a sponsor. You say Monya Modi TV right now, Star Times. What do you make of so far the league now? Yeah, bono. I'm for say still no in do level. We are just into 4 matches into the league. The publicity, any nano kotokodi aba. What you say so far no the new era na yesimu no and the season na yakobu so far no.
Well, first of all, I think sir, after 18 months, I think this is perhaps the best start we could have had after 18 months. I mean, we had a very smooth takeoff. Osha committee I had to hold now some league no sooner. You look at the composition of the committee. I mean, Lepora, with all his experience, Osha, Blobi Jesse Japan. I mean, he belongs to the new school, very innovative guy, you know, and it's all to bring that kind of into the league. We share launch of the season, you know, regulations that have been put in place, how we've ensured the season has started, the training that has been done for referees and everybody. You can't have a perfect situation started, but I think that it is started off very well, and we're in the 4th week, and we can only improve as we move on. As the issues come up, we can only improve day by day. But I think, it took off smoothly. I think, it's going on well. We've had a few issues like the issue of hooliganism and all. And you see, the most important thing, say at the end see, what is the action that you're taking? Have you been prompt in reacting to it? And then the outcome of the adjudication process will also serve as a deterrent or a warning to all others, including maybe the clubs involved themselves. Say, look, this time round, I mean, let me just put it this way, and I hope that I'm not misquoted on this. Ebiano Bibe can say it's even good, say, it's starting off with a big club. Because if the big club will be lashed, one of the things we think of in this country is the rules don't work evenly for everybody. And that be I say a team here. Me, Ankasa Matramo studio, I can say. Police maybe ball or to warning shot. Here now I call relegation.
Yeah.
Or to warning shot. Okay. Executive committee then. Or more exercise see. Or more power. They realize at that time say statutes they have the power to ban a center even before the spring committee will deal with it. And the Yadiko boy and next home match was Boasia. Chelsea a ball draw 1-1. That draw is what led us to relegation.
I remember.
Now, that same executive committee, when the Midiama and Sharks issue happened at Elmina, yeah. Even that one, a referee was struck with blood. He couldn't continue. He was rushed to the hospital. Our fourth referee, EBD match. The executive committee say, "Ochina, and on Kai say, Sam Rana or Mudi Lions, no, ebi wo ho Mudi Beye Juma, and Yebia, Ochina Nebisi." You understand what I'm saying? And it's things like that people get worried about. That you see, the law doesn't work the same way for everybody. It looks like you remember what is in the law when there's somebody that you have something against. And I say, if the law should hit somebody else, prominent, a lawyer big and bibia, then you will not exercise the law. I'm saying it's a test case. The FA's relevant bodies have reacted. Obviously, if you are in the situation of Kotoko, and you can see the picture in terms of what will happen if you are found guilty now, you won't want it. But at the end of the day, if we go through that process, everybody also gets to see, say, hey, this time the law works. If you go in breach of the law will act in accordance with itself.
The last bit of 5 matches behind closed doors here. As a temper justice with Messi Kakra. Now, sadly, we idea Ghana football. Say support an kono or no day name. Say Mrana in Tias no de ko. You ya on football Mrana could do baby and what to walk to park. Now Kotoko punishment them on 5 matches.
First of all, they've not been punished. And they have been charged. They have not been punished.
Okay.
You can say they've been punished because the ESCO has exercised that right.
Yeah, okay.
Until the determination. So yes, there's a punishment until the case is determined.
Yeah.
But that's what the law says. That's what the law says. So if the ESCO has acted on Kotoko, it will act on any other club, and then you go through due process. And due process is what has been started. The charge is gone out. So you accept your guilt, you get this.
Yeah.
You decide to contest. If you win, you're fine.
Yeah.
If you lose, then obviously you get a more stiffer punishment. I think that's what the charge says.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
So if you accept it and you do not take everybody through all the time and resources wasting and all that now. Yeah. Or no, let me not say wasted, spent now, then you take this punishment. Or you still exercise your right to contest if you think that you are right. If you win, that's fine. If you lose, for going through all that, you get a stiffer punishment. But the point I'm making is we need to demonstrate, Abano, a ball left, a ball right, a ball through, a ball form. You understand what I'm saying? Yes. It's unfortunate, you find yourself in this situation. But I'm sure when all this thing is done, obi out here biana edbesu anyansen will say, hey, say to me esi wo hadia, and we need to be careful. And I'm saying, all of us leaders of clubs and supporter groups and all that, we need to also spend time to also let our supporters and the people in our groups understand. This is the position of the law. You can express your opinion about it, but that's the position of the law until it is changed.
Okay, Randy, Yambra, the committees are a no. I remember very well Nyantechi's rely heavily on committees. A lot of committees are a we know who standing committees, disciplinary committee, who ethics committee, no more yet. We need them.
The independent
bodies. Thank you very much. The independent bodies are one more a but the other committees now. So far, as a committees, limited committees.
Well, I think so. First, meeting Black Stars ball Cape Coast. So I think 2 or 3 ESCO meetings. Okay. Now, the first meeting there committees. They are President Kett the 2. They say first of all, we need to examine the issue of committees. Are all committees necessary? Are all of them relevant? We need to examine your secretariat. No? Do we continue still dealing with all things through committees? And now there are things that we need to create functional units or departments within the FA to handle. For example, we've had media committees for years. How functional has been these committees? How well have they worked? Will it be better for us to have a functional and effective communications department rather than a media committee that is just there in name and does not really do anything? Because fortunately you have the benefit of 13 years of hindsight to analyze all these things. So you need to look at it. Legal committee, is it still relevant, or do you have to identify a law firm and outsource your legal things to? So these are all issues we had to think through. Technical committee, what really have they done over the years? Would you rather not have a functional technical directorate? Because all these years of putting in place a technical department, technical committee, what has been there? We had to examine all these issues and decide, say, baby, on some of them, we need to have functional and effective units or directorates within the FA. And then the others, we need to look at committee. And then there's also the issue of numbers. Do we continue having those numbers unless those ones are the law says have X number? But those ones, especially ad hoc ones, do you need to also take a second look at it? Now, for example, if it's a National Team Management Committee, is it good to have 8 or 7 people serving on the committee? For what purpose? So we have to examine all of these things in taking a decision.
Or is it even good to have a management committee?
That's also one of the things that were looked at. Yes, that we had to discuss.
Okay, but because of time, let me move on quick. Decided to dissolve the technical team of all the national teams.
Right.
Now, my form of flow. Now, one of the things I've said, more form of flow. We still have a lot of the old guys within.
A lot or some
of them. But what is I'm for people some year because maybe Kwasiapia now if any person Kwasiapia okay the contract because one can state say and the contract as on 31st. But really, what was it? Because every president like I said more new direction after committees in the bar technical teams in the bar is that a new direction?
Well, first of all, I think we need to always put things in perspective. Kwesi Appiah had a contract with the FA. Any contract and so if you announce that we dissolve the technical team, it doesn't affect him. You have a contractual agreement with him. So it could not have been because of Kwesi Appiah. Kwesi Appiah has a contract. For long as the contract was in existence, it was binding. If you want to get rid of Kwesi Appiah, you don't get rid of Kwesi Appiah through dissolving national teams.
But you need to alert Randy. He's speaking too much English.
I'm sorry. Pacho. So can I know English?
Okay.
Well, Osha there now. Obi a on work contract. Untumi can say uni Nigeria Juma by announcing dissolution of national teams. It could not have been because of Kwesi Appiah. Unless United were illiterate or so daft say we don't know say Obi were binding contractor. It could not have been because of Kwesi Appiah. Because that announcement, say Coach Kwesi Appiah or binding contractor, that announcement does not
it does not cancel his contract. It does not. It cannot be because of him. And the truth of the matter is, if you look at the reconstituted national team, first of all, see, dissolve here. It doesn't mean nobody said every single human being in every committee is not good enough.
Okay.
All we've said, all what that meant was that look, we need to halt the current system and then take a look and reflect deeply and look at reconstituting all these national teams. What did I mention? I say, I mean, that's what it means. And if you were about Kwesi Appiah, if you take the Black Stars team, I'm told it's been published, if it's correct.
Yeah, Black Stars,
If you look at it now, how many of those who were there and Osha Black Meteors, who just finished with the qualification Egypt, unfortunately it didn't go well. How many of them are still there? Look at all the other national teams. They are not before and then currently. So first of all, it could not have been because of one person.
Okay, but
two, it is also not the case. Most of the people who were there are now there. Even if they were, most of the people are still there on those same committees. I would not see anything wrong with that.
Okay, but Kwesi Appiah, the contract in 31st December.
Yes.
I'm coming to me renew. More evaluating a Juma Waye to see whether a yes you renew and I say NCC renew.
Definitely.
More evaluation, no, not NCC renew.
I think that the decision of the ESCO was that we need to look elsewhere. That was the decision.
Because,
looking at everything in its totality, we thought we needed to look elsewhere.
Into elsewhere, no. Any Siki.
Yes.
Then a call mu and Sanamo decided on Siki.
Oh, I think a lot, and it's about which direction. First of all, the issue of a local coach. Was high on the agenda. Obviously,
local coach.
Yes, obviously, and you'll be I agree.
Why did you limit yourself to local coach? First of all,
no, I'm not saying we limited ourselves.
Okay.
I'm saying, it was high on the agenda. Okay. There are those who believe, if we are looking for a coach for the national team, it doesn't matter whether the person is from Ghana or from Papua New Guinea.
Okay.
There were those who also thought, look, for the national team, we need to have a Ghanaian face.
Okay.
Even if we think, we do not have a jogging club in Ghana today, we should also look at those with the potential and nurture our own. So, but when will we say that we are ready with our own? And it looks omo ano mo this opinion omo edoso
our committee council no so.
Yes, omo doso saying omo feel look, let's look elsewhere. So the issue of let's look from within was in the majority. It was in the majority.
Because Ghana man penny say ope on person mo ko fa broni aba mo fa Ghana ni se Kwesi Appiah ekwa na se mo ko pe coach for aba mo fa broni mo fa bibini enye no so na nyisa na netie.
Well, first of all, me as an ESCO member, me Omanpenyi Shiada, I am very much aware, I think it was in 2008 when Omanpenyi Shia, at that time he was candidate, Akufo-Addo, Shia former players. John Satukwefio, Malik, Kemune, Alisa. And that is when he said, no, Obe president. Then national team will not be coached by only Ghanaians. You understand me? I remember that at that time I even had an argument with him. Should I say an argument or a discussion with Kweku Baku as well? Many Kweku Baku disagreed with that particular position, but that was his position, and I'm sure he still holds that position. But I'm saying, as an ESCO member, I have not met with the president, and so but I have not had a discussion with the president of Ghana over this issue for him to tell me this.
But ESCO for
ESCO and Shia Omanpenyi, we have not met. The Executive Council has not met with the President of the Republic.
I'm telling
you, the Executive Council of the GFA has never met with the President of the Republic. Okay. It has never happened.
Okay.
I know,
the president of the FA, and I think on a few occasions also with the vice president of the association. I think that they have met. The president, he even met the president of the republic when he won the election. Remember her with his wife and all that. And then I know there's been subsequent meetings. I mean, with him as a person, but the ESCO as a body, has not met with President Akufo-Addo. Until I have not heard President Akufo-Addo say what is being said, although I've also heard it in the public domain.
Okay, Matthias here. Enti mo decide we na ba se bebre no epe Ghana ni no. E then finally ekoye CK.
Yeah, so we zeroed in on the options, and then we looked through the options and all that. And it wasn't just about, yes, who the head coach is important, but also the architecture in terms of the head coach and who assists him based on whoever is picked, And so eventually, I mean, majority thought that, look, let's go with CK, and then also engage him with respect to who will assist him and all that. And yes, there were about 4 or 5 options. And looking at the options and the discussions and all that, it centered on CK.
Okay. And CK, so no. Now, a bit more raising issues about CK and the experience any day. How well were you convinced that it is a Jumanima CK or bit me on the right person?
I think, sir, it be a more kind of experience. I will be experienced with national team, but not experience as a coach. First of all, this is somebody who played 10 consecutive years in the Black Stars.
Yeah.
He captained the Black Stars. He played in Europe for a very long time. He captained Wolfsburg. We're educating him in terms of coaching licenses. We're coaching clubs in Ghana, has Kotoko, Ashgold, Wise. So he also has coaching experience. National team, Abeka said he doesn't have a lot of national team experience. But at the time we were, for example, appointing Kwesi Appiah. Now his national team experience as a head coach was as my head coach at Meteors. I go winning gold war Maputo. You understand me? The club experience when he had a stint with Kotoko, but it wasn't even for a long period. What did I say? CK has experience at club level because at national team level, he does not have a lot of experience. But it's all about football. So we're saying, as a player, he played to the very highest level. He captained both the national team and even a club in Europe, in the German Bundesliga. And he has gone through the mill in taking his badges as a coach. He has also worked with many football clubs as a coach, a head coach. And then he was the assistant, albeit for 2 games, for Kwesi Appiah.
Yeah.
And for having Kwesi Appiah to decide on him, Kwesi Appiah has worked with many other coaches, and he was even working with a particular coaching team. Yet he saw something in the same CK that we say does not have a national team experience, and he used him.
Yeah.
I'm sure that if Kwesi had continued in the job, he would have continued with CK as well.
And the CK, how many years are releasing it?
I think the contract has not been signed. I don't have those details. Like I said, the last ESCO meeting national team say, I wasn't there because I was on another, I was on a private assignment. Okay. I wasn't at the meeting. Into those fine details, duration, how much, and those things, I don't know. But first of all, this is to communicate a decision. The issues of duration, conditions of service, and all that, in a discussion with him, and then the contract.
Okay, but we will say, for example, General Secretary, announce wow, person will apply. The Black Star coach, you are used to doing that. Apply.
Well, you have the option of opening it up and also headhunting.
Yeah.
And we thought, on this particular thing, we should headhunt. That was the overwhelming opinion.
Yeah, but there is this committee, GFA appoint 5-man national team review committee. Now on Monday, within the 3 months, no steady national teams no review on fast structure and brand ade. Binman raising issue say, it's like a China when we review majuma. Nobody am reporting recommendations, but based upon this, then you can go ahead and do some of these things.
Those who raise that issue have a legitimate concern. But I was say we factor that into a bigger context, and that context is this. For example, I am informed said there are national teams that have assignments even next month, in about a month or so. What did I say? And ordinarily, you would want to do this. Don't forget, say, as part of the handing over notes, what do you call them? Dr. Kofi Amuagu. They also had a committee to review these national team issues and all that. They are not Dr. Patrick Ofori. So they have a report which they submitted, and that report has also been submitted to us. When we met the minister, the executive council has met the minister, these issues also came up. They also raised a lot of issues about national team, the different areas that we needed to also look at. Until we thought, say, look, let's then get this committee in place. You give them what the previous committee did, and then the new issues that have arisen, and let them look at it and give us a policy. But whilst they do that, there is work to be done. There are assignments ahead of us. You cannot wait for 3 months before, because there are national team assignments. There are things that have to be done. Ideally, in a normal situation, you would say that is what should have happened. But in the current situation we find ourselves, so you don't have the luxury of time to do that. And we believe, there are things from the old the committee now you receive here, how we can start implementing now. And then when they have also presented their reports, we can also implement those reports once we are satisfied with it and we agree with it. We can also implement those things. Into the appointment of the committees, will not be fatal or injurious to the work that they have to do. In normal times, assuming we had all the time, we would have said, let's wait, let's hold on 3 months, let them finish their work. But you don't have that luxury of time. What did I mention? I say, until we had to do what we had to do.
Okay. Now, Randy, time in the issues no so doso. I say when you can was about many Randy Abi and education commono or your executive council member na yeguso yedin komo edifa your national teams no and afi all the other issues are omo betra konwa no so no wamo na me say bitimi twa me ho eba quickly na questions and any messages in the bebre and aba and anopai I say bitimi ebisa Randy but mama me sima ba baako na memra sisia.
I just won 1 million Ghana cedi with soccer bet. I wasn't expecting this. From grass to grace, I was nobody, now I'm somebody now. I own a car, I own a house, and now I'm a manager myself. Indeed, it's a dream come true.
And you, what would you do if you were the next winner? With SoccerBet, enjoy a variety of virtual games and bet on your favorite sports. Enjoy amazing bonuses and payouts or by visiting any of our shops or at www.soccerbet.com. Review the winner inside you. SoccerBet, your best bet for sports betting.
Are you tired of driving around just to find a travel agent? Or are you that person who calls your travel agent only to hear the phone say,
"Okay, sorry, we don't close. You fit call us tomorrow for booking."
Or you be that person where they make last-minute travel arrangements? Don't worry no more, because Malcolm Travels gives you the opportunity at your own convenience to make your own travel bookings anywhere, anytime, 24/7. Oh yeah, at Malcolm Travels, we give you the best travel deals anytime, anywhere on your mobile phone. Charlie, the days of Wahala and late travel bookings are over. Jack, what are you waiting for? Just log on to www.malcolmtravels.com and make your own bookings now. Malcolm Travels, booking anytime, anywhere at your own convenience. Just log on www.malcolmtravels.com.
All right, and we are just about wrapping up. But Randy, Yamao Black Satellites Management Committee. Randy, Black Satellite.
The president of the FA himself is the chairman of the National Juvenile Committee. There's nothing like Ususim Bibiana. Like I said, I was not at the meeting. In the collective belief and understanding of my colleagues, they believe that I would help the process by leading the team at the under 20. That is what it is. We have to go to work and do our best. In any case, let me tell you something. Yes, we have management committees in place and all that, but there's the executive council. Whether it's Black Stars, it's Satellites, it's under 15 or whatever, it is in the interest of the ESCO and every Ghanaian to help it succeed. Inti, the fact say I'm chairman of the Satellites does not mean say as an executive council member, no, issues at Black Stars or Meteors or under 15 or whatever are not of a primary concern to me. What did I mention? I say, whatever all of us will have to do for every single national team, we will do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And the Randy, yes, now Fred Papu.
Yeah.
Black Stars or a member. Losing candidate in ono pen na mangu say or that committee biso. Losing candidate. Me who George. Me who Nana aya 1 point sa. Why be George Ankuma? Okay, mahu George Ankuma mensa. Mahu George Ankuma mensa. But me who amana grant Martinega. On this one committee be aso. But as a mama Fred used to be the chairman of the Black Stars Management Committee. Tinkanye bia na kamo fa nsa nkoto we ana me member say you ana
the member please. Look,
just a
let me tell you something. There are 5 persons.
Yeah.
In a country of about 30 million people on the management committee of the Black Stars or any other national team.
Yeah.
To be amongst that 5, for me is a privilege. And also, I think it's also an acknowledgement of the immense experience our Osha committee in Osha Onuni Obiti said Josabu Alasan, Osha Sami Kufuor, George Ankasa has experience, although Bekase Bia in terms of chairing national teams, but he's been around for quite some time. Akwesi Ajiman has been the Division 1 chairman for a long time. I know him as a friend. He's someone who's very passionate about football. He has some very modern ideas. I think we have a good blend.
Yeah.
And we need to look at it as a team. And, for somebody like Fred Papu to even accept the position to serve should also speak to his humility. And his readiness to serve, his country in whatever capacity. So I think we should look at the blend of the team and how we can all support, them to succeed. I don't think the issue of why a member you describing as mere, it's not mere. There are 30 million people. To get the opportunity of being amongst the 5 is not mere. Everybody recognizes his position. Fred Papu, as a former vice president of the FA as Black Stars, what he's done with the Black Stars and all that is phenomenal. And I'm sure that's the reason why the FA even thought somebody like him should still be in the mix to help, guide the process and help steer affairs and all that.
But Mama, Jordan Kwa mensa baby ashe. Mo de Fred Papu akoshe baby. Pama, mama no baby anshe. Na na yampon sa mo man baby. George Free losing candidate no mo free mo baby nche.
Well,
na mo be mo nko na mo say Fred Papu ye wadamfo. Ti we bia wa pepe bia.
Intimina meeting committees. Mina meeting committees.
Ready minka say wo. Me say bia wa ka bia na manager baby ashe. Me say George obi no be ka bia ba George.
No.
Obi no be ka bia ba Pama.
No. First of all, to be honest with you, me name whether any of them was contacted for something or not, meaning.
Okay.
And secondly, I told you, at that particular meeting, I was not there.
Okay.
Obiti say Amanda, I know, early days na yetama near Ankuma Mensa there. She was recommended for a certain committee. I think, Omo contacting, she wasn't interested. She was rather interested in consultancy or something.
Oh, okay.
Yes, until she wasn't interested. In terms of Palma, Nanaya, any George, I am unaware if any contacts have been made to them for them to, because in some of these things you need to also speak with a person. Want to member announce you bidding keke when you have not spoken. So I have no information on whether they have been reached for a role or something, and whether when they were reached they accepted or they do not accept. I don't know. Okay. But obviously, these are all people who have a lot to contribute. At our recent Congress, you saw Palmer.
Yeah.
Nanaya and all that. George, I think, is taking a little of a back seat, looking at his strategies for his next step and all that. I don't have information on this.
There are issues in the Kurt manifesto. I think I'm discussing, but time no there. But Mami Sao.
Kurt manifesto.
Yeah. You need to address what promising him. Maybe your man money never execute. Doesn't be so much. But Mami Sao and CAF are announcing a change in date. a change in date for the Cup of Nations. CK Juma Modiamani, Obe AFCON exactly a year by now. And qualifiers no match or Bobby. CK 1 year from now, CK beat me. I coach Blaster the AFCON year.
All right, okay. I'll put it this way: CK has his role to play in terms of the coach and the leader of the technical team of the Black Stars. But all of us have a responsibility to assist. We must show in Pennyformity and Maestro. Sunny early morning now or release bombs. Medajune. You know, Professor Jude. Opelewe.
One corner. What's a champ about the own
Well, and all the people now are through a Jano fire and a Songo, everybody. You know, we must find a way of all coming on board and helping. I mean, the FA itself and the coach and his team and all that will also have to open up and engage everybody and all that. But I think, so you see, the most important thing is that we don't have an attitude of we are waiting to say I told you so. We should have the attitude of, look, we've given him the job. He by himself cannot do the job. If we bring Klopp here without everybody going on board and assisting, once a Klopp anytime or can about Liverpool leadership, no, the players, Nankasa, the fans, the staff, no, how everybody is on board or mobile. I just appeal, say, look, a decision has been taken. Meaning, Kai, anytime in Ghana, in my lifetime, I appointed coach. Obia
position.
Obia just say he's the best. But at the end of the day, no, lawyers can be busy. There must be an end to litigation.
Okay.
Once the decision has been taken, let's all come on board and see how we can help to make him succeed.
But the last time I'm appointed national team coaches, the way you have done it, you know, one issue about up, they say more ministers than man. Around the other time you were there.
Which one was that?
Me katama Monday, Moya Opele, Mofa Opele, ne Parkwisi, and Motaibo. Or my country, I want to be issue with the ministry that Tamamo employ coaches. No more ministers than the movie and I want to control ministry names. Go for your point to India. Because I said that I now get $1,000 or so for a head coach and any way more minister than
I am very happy to announce to you. So the FA has engaged the ministry and government, and all these things have been discussed even before the appointments were made,
including Nakatria.
Everything has been discussed. As we speak now, no, there are things that have been finalized. The Army person who say the ministry and government are in the know, they are in the loop. The principle has been discussed and agreed. The nitty-gritties, no, in terms of the financing and funding, no, it's been sorted out. It will be formalized quickly, and then the relevant coaches, no, will get to know. But this is something everybody, every key stakeholder is in the loop, knows about it. Our discussions now.
We'll take your office and chair from October. Well, because the people have said, say, Randy Moon 2 days, sky number 2. If I know be able to say, I feel no position here, financial position in here.
Well, first of all, no, at the last meeting, no, the audited accounts of the FA was given to congressmen, and they looked at it. Until their own said there's a financial year, there's a financial period. Until you do that up to the point. As a time, you take your office, I mean, all the issues between when audited accounts end the year and time that with your take your office, we set up a committee chaired by the vice president and Georgia Mwako and I think one other to also look at all those things and then compile a report for Congress. Ubekaya at the last Congress, the FA president even informed Congress of a lot of things we found out. For example, issues of the glow thing, issues of court case now. There's a judgment of 7 million against the FA.
Yeah.
Issues of company bina money court so GMPC buy, you know.
Yeah, West Head. West Head.
All those things. Those are things that we came to meet. The balances and all that. All those are information that group, young group, headed by the vice president, are putting together.
Okay.
Yeah, obviously. And in any case, even if it doesn't come out in the next audited accounts, it will be there.
Okay.
It will definitely be there.
Sure.
You will find out everything.
Sure.
But Yambetu Sika.
Mama Tuska Bibri.
Never. Yambetu Sika.
Mama Tukakra.
Yambetu. I think that look, one of the things that even helped was a glow scanner buy.
$1 million, no?
Scanner buy, no. That was even what helped that.
Okay.
We could even do a few things, but we didn't come to meet anyone.
Yeah. Nanga, a few issues, but Randy, my FNC, time on call. I think we should have another session. We should have part 2.
The only thing they say, I was able to come because we were off.
Okay.
We were off work. I started Juma next week. It was a normal me start here. Because of time, so we just thought, say, look, just before my starting, at least if I can squeeze in and come in,
very good. But unfortunately, every issue should be say, we virtually use almost an hour, which is but finally, Fabibika Kreja na Yanko. I mean,
the Heart of Lions crab this season.
Heart of Lions special scrap my Heart of Lions special scrap my.
Heart of Lions, we've always been competitive. We've always been competitive. Last minute, no, now BB, now Omaye and BB. Omaye and BB, but this time, you also have Bema. Free and fair. This time they're free and fair.
First and then you
all the Henry Street.
Let me first and then Black Satellite Management Committee chairman. Black Satellite. Randy Bidasi, thank you very much. I've enjoyed the interview. I got 400 questions. Randy, I 400. Henry, sorry about that, right? Okay, watch here, Tracy, that, yeah. Watch here, Ekasama Sasem Pharmaceuticals. Now, Sasem for the, come once a at boy. One more boy, Juma Papa, and then Russo Fisa no, you catch the out to say, watch it, Aquaba.
Josu Chaman.
Let me be able to call
Yanko Pandomo,
a special guest in Tino.
But the National
better late than never. Don't worry, ever go.
Yes,
it's only go for the abuse.
Oh, Mijam.
Watch it, Sasa Mundo the boy. And the Macan freshman, fresh lady.
Yeah.
Any fresh cool capsules.
Yeah.
But who and I'll be to me catch it to me palma. Sandry, and you want to pan the pomegranate for.
Merazimushu, Mammy, chatty for now, Memobi as well, Quaba. Mushu and Ukrainian coupon in the money. Freshman, fresh lady, fresh cool capsules. Nina capsules are Ode Unsu Eno. Now, that be a mecase. Bema Biano. Adia baku mienu asesu di shoti awu kompamua ti munti ni no munti ni say one se obeye na obenya sebi tedua ejawom ekwan obefa so a sebi tedua no ejabebam na e one two ekwan obefa so a tedua ne jana bama wie no ubetimi die wie adwuma no eno ne ye ka se ne obetimi aso steni ejana bamru de awi adwuma no sene oba no epen pepepe sanko ba ne sade a ne se jana bamu no faso bi amaso obi nya jano so de ko be huni jano aidum ezimo so be kaya a enkola no ne frɛ ejebi senja minim so ti sa jani dia esenja eno no oso enum ene ejiramu a onte se wangasa be di nsuo odi so be gusu se odum no yesa no se jane num tini ya eno adokro sa tete ho no na no ne di soja ene odi tumu a ade be chiso na ewumtu so de a ho ha ho emre bibiri eti eja no a eso no ekwa be foso odum no very important eti bema bia no ade ba ko se odi so tim mienu a odi eso de ka ho ene se ubenya ahoɔden se bema odi ko se jabam ne ha wo be sustain ni eye o performance no enu ne hia
and nothing ya judging who said a brasso say benya a drobia mosho natural medicine wodi wo mu a ebetimi aboa Ghana for me ma asostenium on performance ni ade.
That's right.
Because mosho si oba sabi akose bi paduasa onya good sex one orgasm betimi increase 5 years in addition to age. Yes, it is a